I'm a classical jazz guitarist. That's what I am.
Mark Maxwell studied classical guitar.
So you hear how I'm like, instead of just going, boom, I'm going.
At the University of Georgia.
I don't take myself too serious.
Performing and recording music in his studio in Athens is a passion sweet as Georgia Brown.
This new album is really fun and really neat.
But he's best known for something different, something that astounded him.
If you had told me 10 years ago that I would sell 100,000 copies, I would have laughed at you.
About 10 years ago, with his wife Janice pregnant, something seemed to step out of Mark's mind and walk up the neck of that guitar and eventually down a hallway toward labor and delivery.
It ain't rocket science. You know, it's this.
It's a lullaby. Mark started composing it for the birth of his first child, Rushmore, and very few might have heard it if something terrible hadn't happened to people Mark Maxwell didn't even know.
We were looking for a way to remember those children.
2 children burned to death in a house fire. Losing them in the ER just seemed to break the heart of Athens St. Mary's Hospital.
And what better way to remember the children that have gone than to celebrate the children that are coming.
So a hospital administrator, Marilyn Hill, got in touch with that hometown maestro, hoping he might compose a lullaby for those 2 lost children, and not knowing he was already working on one for that firstborn son.
It ain't jazzy. It's simple.
Before we knew anything, we had a cassette tape full of lullabies.
I don't have a problem with people falling asleep to my music.
Plenty of people have heard it now. You see, the hospital put a button on the wall. When a baby's born here, one push announces it to the whole hospital with Mark Maxwell's original lullaby.
There's just something about hearing that song, knowing what that means, that, you know, it's just, there's another one out there.
And that's me holding Rushmore, pushing the lullaby button for the first time.
Makes me go to sleep a lot.
Since that little song helped announce the arrival of Mark's son, word spread. He's composed that whole album of lullabies, and it has sold 150,000 copies by word of mouth.
Because you just knew it was the right thing.
65 hospitals around the country use Mark's lullaby now to announce the birth of a baby.
I really think that we probably set the tone for trying to celebrate something so good that happens in a hospital every day.
It's good news, and there's just not enough of that.
In its own way, a classic, timeless as the love of a child.
It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever done or ever will do.